talk to me about those 18 months. I've seen you transform as a person, sort of 2015 through 16. And I think that's one of the most interesting stories about you. You were the chilled out, you were the easygoing, Trump kid, and now you're the fighter. And it was those 18 months. You just talked to us about
sometimes
that.
I'd like to think I'm still pretty easygoing, but you put me in a corner and not so much, right? It's a little different. But I joke it took me 41 years to realize that I was a lot more like my father than myself or anyone probably ever thought. The reality is, so much of what he's gone through, so much of what I've gone through, probably, the number 2 target of the other side. When you have half the country, or certainly at least half the elite political establishment, if not more than half, frankly. Even those on our side who aren't happy that someone could come in and dismantle their claim to the throne. Should have probably never been a claim to begin with, but they've been there for a long time, so it's their turn. That was interesting, and it certainly makes for a fun story.
What was going through your head those 18 months when the whole world's against you and
just
you're
win.
taking hits?
Just go fight. And so it's, I lost 25 pounds during the election, and it wasn't because I wasn't hungry. It was just I could eat lunch, or I could make 5 fundraising calls. I could eat lunch, or I could give one more speech. I could have dinner or do one more thing. I remember, I think my friend Tommy Hicks, and a couple of my buddies that were true friends that came out, literally left their jobs for 9 months to be like, this is too important. Left, good jobs, not like for an unpaid journey along with me for 9 months. And I remember going to him one night. It was about 2 weeks before the election. We're in Michigan, of all places, where we're not supposed to be, because we just say, hey, if we have time, let's go do it. It's about this time of night. It's 9:30 at night. I had to go do Sean Hannity or one of the big TV shows that night. And I look at him. I go, Tommy, I'm just really, really hungry. He goes, yeah, that's because you haven't eaten since yesterday breakfast. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we haven't had a meal since yesterday morning. It's now 9:30 at night the next day. And it was just that mentality of like, what can I do to move that needle forward? If I can make that call, if I can take that extra selfie, if I can do that, that's time well spent. And so I guess some of that old school work ethic